Hey, what's up you guys? Bloody Jacob here to bring you another video. This time we're going to be showing off the Merlin Complete Series box set, as well as just sort of giving my thoughts on the final season of the show in general, especially the final episode. And yeah, let's get into it.
Jacob here, meeting my icon, Catherine Isabel.
Bloody Jacob for sexy, awesome, exclusive content.
Subscribe and watch my friend on the YouTube channel. He is kicking ass.
Fuck with me and my friends! I'm after my family!
Subscribe.
That sounds like a warning.
It's an invitation.
And yeah, I did mean to post a separate video just talking about my feelings on the last season of the show. But you know, I finished it. I was wallowing, and you know, I heard some other things. But Merlin has still been so heavily on my mind. It's definitely one of my favorite shows of all time, on a massive list of favorite shows of all time. But it's very high up there, don't get me wrong. Merlin has actually been a part of my life for quite some time now. Really since I'm 23 years old, okay? I'm 23. I know it's kind of young, but the show is still going on when I was in middle school. And that's when I wasn't, like as into shows as I am now. I didn't really understand how serious you could get into these things. I didn't have as many of the means to watch it. This is before, Netflix really kicked off and such. I had seen, I think, previous horror on when they had it air on Sci-Fi in the US and such. And I thought it looked okay. What's that? And then I seen, pictures of, Katie McGraw as Morgana, of course, and I pretty much just fell in love, honestly. I was enthralled. I was just, okay, I really needed to find out more about this person and just the show in general. So I wanted to feel like I was still attuned to what was going on in the show, so I actually started reading the wikis at school. And in that sense, I tried to feel like I was still keeping up with the show and knew what was going on. I wanted to know some things about it and the different characters and such. So I was really obsessed with it for quite some time, and then finally years later I finally started properly watching it, and I wanted to make it last, so yeah, it's taken me a while, but I finally now not too long ago finished the show, and I can't stop watching tribute videos for it. There's a lot of great ones out there. Just look at my favorites list, you'll find Merlin videos throughout. So yeah, it's been hard to say goodbye to Merlin. And I will rewatch it again, don't get me wrong. I mean, everyone talks about Harry Potter, but give me the adventures of Merlin any day, honestly. Katie McGraw especially, absolutely loved her in the show, the tragedy of Morgana. She is my favorite character. But of course, Colin Morgan as Merlin himself is great. Bradley James as Arthur, kind of neck and neck for me. Of course, Anthony Head as Uther, and just the whole cast. And it's given me even greater appreciation now. I love Buffy and the whole Angel and Buffyverse so much. Seeing Anthony Head play a character like Rupert Giles and that, and then to King Uther and Merlin. Really such a talented actor. But yeah, why don't we take a look at the box set first, and then I can sort of give you more of my specific thoughts on the final season and final episode and such. Here it is. It's a DVD set. Looks pretty nice, BBC. There is apparently a Blu-ray version of this available, but the only prices I seen that were like $300 or $400, so I couldn't quite go for that. So, I got it on DVD, it's fine. And then you can pause right here if you want to read the description. Should be clear enough. Okay. Okay, and that basically just comes with a few slim DVD sets, which seems kind of cheap, but it's okay for like an open up set or something. But it is what it is. It's still good to get as a collection. I got this for actually less than $50 on eBay, so I think that's a pretty good price for the whole series. Here's the first season. I actually do have like a thick set of the second season because I found it at a store one day. I was just so excited, so I bought it by itself. But now I have a slim set of it too, I guess. Here's season 2. Here is season 3. The show really got going, but I love the first 2 seasons too. Okay, season 4, which really started impressing me. Really good season. The show's best season in some ways. And then the final season, which is kind of right there in that discussion too. Pretty cool covers. And then it also comes with a separate disc, bonus disc. It actually comes with their SDCC panel from 2012, which I think was after the show ended or just when they were going into their final season or something like that. Oh, sorry. And it has basically like a big blooper reel. And then kind of a feature on the connection between Arthur and Merlin. Got some crew commentaries and such. Pretty cool, not bad. So yeah, it's basically the box set there. Simple, but it still looks nice, especially within the case and such. Yeah, also it does come with these, you might see on the box cover, it comes with these, I guess they're refrigerator magnets, I'm not sure. Kind of just looks like paper to me, but either way, they're still kind of cool. I don't know when I'll pull them apart or anything, but still a nice little thing to have. Morgana looks amazing. Queen Morgana, in my opinion. Oh man, I really miss the show. Merlin just had so much. It had a sense of wonder. It was a family, adventure fantasy drama type of thing, sure, but it really grew into something else, something special, while still maintaining like a way for a general audience to watch it too. But eventually it grew into some darker, overarching themes. The story got a little bit more kind of personal, a little bit more kind of deeper. And just the character arcs, I think, really went beyond, what the show might come across as to you initially. And it still maintained a sense of fun and wit and everything like that. So, yeah, I mean, Merlin, it's a really special show to me. It always will be. And then, as far as like the last season, last episode and such, I can't go too much into it right now. It would take a while. But I still want to give some of my general thoughts on it anyway. I thought it was a really good final season overall. There was the Ghost of Uther episode I wanted to bring up specifically. That was pretty good, seeing Anthony Head back and everything. Although I wish, he was very, vengeful and very angry that Arthur, because he had found out Merlin was a magic user and such. So he was kind of taking it out. Like the way spirits are, you see in a lot of supernatural shows and such. They're vengeful, kind of stuck in one kind of angry mindset. I was surprised they didn't really address that. They could have said, this isn't the way Uther was when he died. This is the worst version of him that's still kind of clinging on. I think that's what it was, though, because Uther died with honor and more. I don't know, he still had his issues against magic, but I feel like he'd have a slightly more reasonable outlook on it, after the way he died and such. Once he was able to discover what all the good Merlin had done and such, I feel like he'd be a little bit of a better person. So I feel like the spirit, the ghost we've seen of Uther was basically just a manifestation of the worst part of him that still felt that way. But it was still a good episode. And just season 4 and season 5 in general, they definitely had a bigger budget, I think. Like all the shots on the ice and the snow and such looked fantastic. They were using like bigger castle type sets as well. You've seen the actor Liam Cunningham, who played Davos in Game of Thrones in this, as well as a couple other familiar actors. I think you've seen Samwell Tarly in Merlin as well, so that was nice. It just felt like they got more of a budget to give at least a slightly bigger scale for the final season, so that was pretty good. The final episode, a lot of people I think were upset with the ending, but I actually think it was a good final episode. I mean, a lot of these legends, whether it's myths like this or Shakespeare even or something like that, they always end in these tragedies, and I think that's what Merlin sort of was. But it gives you a sense of hope at the end. The dragon does say when things are most dire or what have you. I'm not going to completely butcher the words, but Arthur will return. So you see Merlin when he's older, or rather, he probably would be that old by that point, not just kind of, magicking it up to make himself look like that. He probably is as old as that when you see him in that last shot. But I don't think that was a lie. I think Arthur was going to return at some point, and the show kind of leaves you with that. I think that was good. I thought it was good seeing Arthur actually being the one to kill Mordred. It was great, seeing Merlin, assist Arthur throughout the series and everything, but I always wanted to see Arthur pull off more things on his own, because I love that character too. So it was good to see that even though he was stabbed by Mordred the way it was feared, he actually, gets back up real quick and, puts his sword through Mordred as well, and Mordred dies quicker, and Arthur manages to hang on for the rest of the episode, so I thought that was pretty well done. And of course he learns more about Merlin's magic as Merlin tells him about it, and the whole episode is kind of him kind of going in and out. But you kind of see their understanding develop. It would have been nice seeing that over the course of a season, maybe even Arthur be willing to use that to help the people of Camelot and such. But still, I thought it was good, for one episode, just to see how their feelings toward each other would change and kind of come around to understanding. I thought it was really beautifully done. As far as Morgana, like it's been said, she is basically a living grave, in the last few seasons of the show. Her heart, what Morgause did to her, how she influenced her, and through all the shit Morgana was already going through. It was unfortunately, I guess, only going to end this way. I mean, before Merlin stabs her, with that enchanted sword, I like what he said, I blame myself for what you've become. So he still knows that maybe if he had been there for Morgana, maybe if he had told her originally that he has magic too, she would have had a different support system, and maybe a different path would have opened up. I think it would have, and I think it was great that Merlin recognizes that it was his mistake and that, not Morgana's. And again, everything else that was done to her and the way Uther was and such. I wish there was a better ending for Morgana, though. I mean, it's just really sad. Like I said, she was my favorite character. I understand the way they went. I just wish there would have been some other grander threat that maybe it would have started crashing down around Morgana. Then maybe Morgana would have thought, okay, maybe I still care about these people, and maybe I'm becoming more like Uther than I'd like to admit, so I'm going to help them, or die trying, or, to achieve my own redemption at this point through all the evil I've done, and kind of this crusade, I've been carrying. I don't know, though. I think with a world like Merlin, though, I think there's maybe some sort of afterlife where hopefully Morgana found some sort of peace. I really, really do hope and think so. Maybe that's too optimistic, I don't know. Or maybe when Arthur comes back, maybe Morgana somehow returned as well. And then maybe that, it could be about, her getting an understanding of everything again. Who knows? I think that'd be a beautiful story. I would still love a continuation series to it. I'd be all for it. Like the dragon said, Merlin and Morgana's futures are bound together forever. And I do think there's a tragic, almost love story between Merlin and Morgana, too. I do believe that. Merlin had a couple little reoccurring love interests, I guess, but never more than an episode or two. So I feel like that was meant to parallel what almost was and what could have been between Merlin and Morgana. It's very sweet, very sad. But really, it still did hit home with me. And I'm just kind of giving my take on what it all meant and what would have followed. So overall, it really did deliver. I do think there could have been more character deaths, to really just make the stakes feel even greater. I mean, I know Gwen died. Not Gwen, Guinevere. The thief, type of guy, not Lancelot. Lancelot already died. Let me see if I can look up the Merlin cast real quick. I feel bad I don't know his name. I do, but it's not in my head right now for some reason. Okay, Gawain. Yeah, that's it. I actually liked him quite a bit, but I mean, I think as much as I love Gaius, I feel like he should have died at some point just to really make you feel it. Tom Hopper was good, but maybe he should have as well. I know the whole Knights thing. I know Guinevere's brother died, but still. I feel like a couple other important characters should have died with everything that happened, but still, I absolutely loved it. I think it was a good final episode, a very good final season for the show. And it seems like people have been more at peace with it over the years. And it's one of the more satisfying all-around endings I've seen for a series, and I've watched a lot of shows. So, yeah, let me guys talk about the final season of Merlin. Do you have this set as well? Who's your favorite character? It better be Morgana. So, yeah, Katie McGraw is absolutely incredible. I mean, everyone talks about her on Supergirl now, and I'm so happy for the success on that. But to me, Morgana is one of the greatest TV characters ever. So, yeah, let me know what you guys thought. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.